Hey everyone, it's Guard, and we're gonna start with the fourth draft of my F2P Run. Whew, let's see, what did we draft last time? An Ixiom? So I don't really want to draft an Ixiom twice in a row, but my only options here are like Hermes, Energy Prison, and Forge Guardian Delta. Those are the three best cards. And I'm probably just gonna take Hermes. I don't want to force Pyre Giant. Metamorphosis is okay if you really want to be Utera, but I think Hermes is a better card. So if I pick this, I've drafted the other Alien factions. I probably want to try and draft Esperian just for variety's sake. The best card in this pack is Vault Intruder, so I'm just gonna take that. No reason to select a faction for a card I don't really want. Best card's probably Zombie Titan, but Sky Knight Glider's not too far away, so I'm just gonna take the Glider. Then take the Spring Dryad. So got Esperian like I wanted. Sweet. Okay, I actually really like Hive Empress with Hermes. Phalanx Squadron does actually not work with Hermes because the creatures will only have armor during your opponent's turn. So you can't even give your creatures armor with Hermes, giving all of your creatures armor. Kind of a weird combo there. So, Stinging Invocation's the clear pick. It's a good card. I hate playing it. I hate playing against it too. It's just not fun. I hate that it's random. If it were spawn 1B, spawn 2B, spawn 3Bs, like, it would be fine. It would not be good. It would be so much less annoying at ranks 1 and 2, but it would still feel like rewarding to play because you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're getting into. That said, and it's just so much strictly better than Killer Bee. They printed Killer Bee as a heroic, and then like the next set printed Stinging Invocation. And it's just like why bother printing Killer Bee? Anyway. Next best cards in this pack are like a Harbinger of Spring and a Grove Matriarch. Those cards are good too. And Spirit Stone Infiltrator. I'd probably take the Infiltrator or the... I'd probably take the Infiltrator because you get a lot of pump in Otera, but there's a lot less creature tokens if you're going Esperian. You kind of need to be in Necrium to really make the Harbinger shine because you've got the Death Seeker and stuff like that. But easily picking Stinging Invocation here, and then we'll follow it up with Relentless Wanderers, which is a nice card with the Hermes I already have. Because Hermes protects your team from attacking, so they can't just block. And then next turn you can play your raid creatures, and you probably get raid. Also, I want to talk a little bit about Tower Cannoneer. This card is actually much better than I thought it was previously. Because its ability is not very good. I think I might have talked about this once before. But its size is actually really good. Like 6'4 is decent. 12-10 is exceptional. Like, I'm pretty happy when my creatures are 10-10s. Or Blizzard Shaman's a 10-11. It's one of my favorite level 2 creatures in the format. This guy's at 12-10. He kills a lot of things and lives, which is super good. And of course you pay for it by it only being a 14-12 at rank 3. So you have to really make its ability shine, but it's not required. So, Torgmai Mender and Chiselarth Archer are the two cards here. The Avalon Enforcer is just bad, and I don't want to take Siphon Battlesuit because there's a lot better pump in Otera. You don't really need to limit yourself to only pumping Alloying creatures. And pumping health is way better than pumping power usually, because you get to keep creatures on the board rather than attacking for a little bit more damage. So I'm just going to take the Torgmai Mender and then Savage Oath. We've already got a... I know I said I don't like giving only Alloying creatures power, but the thing that makes Savage Oath different is that it gives Utera creatures health and breakthrough and power. Like, that's a lot of things. Siphon Battlesuit does give armor, but it's such a small amount of armor that it doesn't really matter. And breakthrough is what really makes this card. If you slam it on a Spring Dryad or something like that, Spring Dryad specifically, actually, you can just get in for a lot of damage. Way higher upside than the other two cards. Tower Scout's just a decent card. I don't typically play it, but it does have mobility. And Deep Monster Raptor is bad. I rarely ever play it. But if you do get to play it in rank 1, it has a really good rank 2 and a decent rank 3. Slightly above average rank 3. This hand has got... I'm going to take the Gemhide Basher because I already have a Hive Empress and a Relentless Wanderers, so having a creature that gets aggressive is very useful for triggering raid. And I have a couple raid cards I'd really like to trigger. And I think it's just a decent card, right? It's a pretty good removal spell, removal creature. And it's got a higher upside than like Torgmai Mender or Tower Scout, which I think I'd be taking. Maybe Triadsman. And then, ooh, Bulwark Battalion. This is a card I have not played with yet, but I've played against it quite a bit, and it's super annoying. It makes it really hard. It makes your blocks really easy when you have this in play, because you just jam any of your creatures in front of the creatures that's attacking you, and it soaks up 4 damage for free. And it's solid. Levels really solidly. 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16. It's not incredible. 4, 6, and 8, 10 are a little on the small side, but 6 and 10, 6 health and 10 health are decent values that you can block and survive things. And you know, he helps your whole team block, so super good there. Tuscan Grove Keeper. So I think the best cards in this pack are Tuscan Grove Keeper and Matter Transfer. Tuscan Grove Keeper does not level very well. They took away some of its power when they flattened its scaling a bit, like made it always make saplings. I don't know why it makes seedlings, saplings, and tree folks if they're always 3/3s, but okay. Meta Transfer not the great. It's the best in Onyxium where you have Gloomreaper Witches, or in Oratek where your cards level very well. In Esperian, I don't have many cards that level that well, but it's probably the best card in the pack anyway. I could take Scattered the Seeds to work with my raid cards and my Spring Dryad, but there's a lot of opportunities to get Scattered the Seeds. It's not a very good card, and Meta Transfer is always solid. I've actually been liking Palladium Pulse Mage more and more. It's really, really small at rank 1, but if you could find an opportunity to play it, 8-12 and 12-15, or 8-12 specifically, is a really good value. 12-15 is not that big of a creature, but its activated ability is very potent. It can swing a lot of boards in your favor. So I'm going to go ahead and take it here instead of the Cavern Serpent, which has not impressed me as of late. Even though I have this like poison sub-theme going, I don't really need the Cavern Serpent to help me close out games. And take Sharklaw Crusher, because it's an excellent card. I think normally I'd probably take Scatter Sword or Vault Intruder, but I really want this Heroic because, you know, free to play. If you need cards, you take all the Heroics you see, and I need cards. So taking it also gives all my creatures armor, which it's actually not a bad card at all. I don't like it very much, but it can swing a lot of boards in your favor. I think Deep Branch Prowler or Grove Matriarch is probably the pick. I do have a lot of raid though. Do I have a Herd Mother? I remember seeing one. I don't remember if I took it or not. I think there was a Heroic in that pack. So I've only got the Relentless Wanderers and the Hive Empress, which are 2 very good ones. I think I'm going to take the Grove Matriarch just to help trigger raid a little more. Deep Branch Prowler is good, but I don't, you know, I can probably pick up another one, and I want the raid triggerers more than I want the big cat. Ordnance Captain versus Spiritstone Druid. Druid helps with raid. Ordnance Captain helps with killing people. So I'm probably going to go with Ordnance Captain. I like the card a little more. I like it a little less than I did previously. It's kind of small if you don't get to trigger it. But it does have very high upside of pumping your entire team. I think the best card in this pack is Twin Strength. I don't even think it's really close. But Phytobomb's a heroic, so I'm going to take that. And then I'll take Skynet Glider. I don't like having 2 Pulse Mages. Skynet Glider is a really solid creature. Mobility 2 allows it to get in a lot of places. 2 Bulwark Battalions? That's pretty nice. Yeah, definitely taking the Bulwark Battalion here. I kind of wish I could take the... I wonder if I would take... Okay, so if Bulwark Battalion was the pick, even if I didn't need the Heroic, because I think it's just a very good card. But I wonder what the pick between Herd Mother and Harbinger is, right? I've got... Okay, I technically have a Phytobomb, but I don't really want to play it with Harbinger. I've got a... Actually, don't have that many cards to work with Harbinger. I just have the Stinging Invocation and the Phytobomb. And 1 Grove Matriarch. That's not nearly enough. I think I'd probably take the Herd Mother. Okay, I just do that little hypothetical sometime to see if how I evaluate cards changes. It's a little just thought exercise. Second, the Shardclaw Crusher is probably better than third Skynet Glider. Shardclaw Crusher gives you a lot of good lead-ins to your further ranks. Like if you draw this in rank 2, it still gives a creature +5/+5. So if your opponent plays like a rank 2 and a rank 1 on their 2.1, and it comes around to your 2.1 and you have a level 1 Shardclaw Crusher and a level 1 creature, because you didn't draw any level 2s, you can just Voltron up one of your creatures to compete with its level 2 rather than, you know, playing 2 level 1 creatures and having to deal with the level 2 later. So I really like having Shardclaw Crusher in my deck. Do I want 3? Probably. I think Shardclaw Crusher has a much higher upside than Barrier Soldier. Strength in numbers versus Dryad's Boon. Dryad's Boon's way better, I think. Dendrify. This is a very good removal spell. I could take another Hive Empress, but I don't know if I want one. My raid, I do have raid, but not that much. And this card levels really poorly. 2 power, 3 power, 4 power is not very much at all. So I think I'm just going to take the Dendrify. Solid removal spell. I can use it on my own creatures if I really need to. Like in rank 1, I could Dendrify my 1/1s to make 7/7s. Stuff like that. So let's just take the Dendrify. Definitely don't want another Hive Empress. We already went through this. I think Vault Intruder is the pick here. I've only got one creature with 7 power or more, and that's the other Vault Intruder. So yeah, I think that's definitely the pick. And then Tower Vanguard's probably not the worst here. I have a Nexus Tactician. How does this card level? I don't remember. So 3, 7, 6, 13, 11, 21. It's pretty bad if it doesn't have armor. It's actually really bad if it doesn't have armor. So if it has armor, it gets 5, 7, 10, 13, and 18, 21. Which is really situational. I don't know if that card's good enough to be played. At the same time, like, what am I picking over it? Medmine Operator is just a solid creature. Its stats are actually worse than the Tower Vanguard, except for at level 1 where it has 10 health. Yeah, I think I'll try out the Tower Vanguard. It's gotta be better than Hunting Pack, right? I think so. And I don't want to force Sharklaw Crusher, because I already have 3, right? Yep, I've got 3 Sharklaw Crushers. I'll just take an Oxen Spitter. It's another creature with 7 power, which is really good on your And second Shimmer Fang Serpent. Really good removal spell. Or removal creature. That's a pretty successful draft. We got a lot of heroics out of that one. A Hermes, a Stinging Invocation, a Relentless Wanderers, 2 Bulwark Battalions, a Nexus Tactician, and a Fido Bomb. That's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and queue up, and I'll end the video here, and I'll see y'all for round 1.